Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe it and press the bell icon. When most people hear the phrase, strong men last longer in bed, the first thought that comes to mind is muscle strength, lifting heavy weights, or having that sculpted gym body. But the truth is, physical strength is only a small piece of the puzzle, and in many cases, it has very little to do with how long you can actually last. Real strength, the kind that makes a man last, isn't about how much weight he can bench press. It's about how well he can control his mind, his emotions, and his stress when the pressure is on. Think about it for a moment. If lasting longer was just about physical fitness, then every single man who hits the gym 5 days a week would automatically be a master in the bedroom. But we know that's not the reality. You can have the biggest arms in the room and still struggle with endurance if you don't have emotional control, mental focus, and the ability to calm your body when it starts reacting too quickly. Strength of mind is what separates men who burn out fast from those who stay steady and composed. What's fascinating is that the body responds directly to the signals coming from your brain when you're anxious, distracted, or putting pressure on yourself to perform. Your body starts to speed up, your breathing gets shallow, your heart races, and suddenly you're not in control anymore. But when a man is mentally strong, when he's trained himself to manage stress and quiet the noise in his head, his body follows that same calm rhythm. He can slow down his breathing, relax into the moment, and stay in control much longer. And that's why I say real strength isn't measured in muscle mass. It's measured in self-control. It's measured in how present you can stay when your body wants to rush ahead. Men who last longer know how to pause, reset, and regulate themselves, not because they're stronger physically, but because they're stronger mentally. They've built a resilience that carries them through, not just in the gym or in life, but in the most intimate moments too. So the next time you think about lasting power, don't just focus on building bigger biceps or pushing heavier weights. Focus on building inner strength, because that's the kind of strength that truly lasts. When it comes to lasting power, the mind and body are not separate. They work together, and the connection between them is what truly determines how much control you have. You see, performance isn't just a physical act, it's a mental game. If your mind isn't in the right place, your body will follow, and you'll find yourself rushing or losing control without even realizing it. Strong men understand this. They know that being fully present, focused, and calm can make all the difference. When your thoughts are scattered or filled with self-doubt, your body starts to mirror that chaos. You breathe faster, your heart rate spikes, and you end up feeling like you're fighting against yourself. But when your mind is centered, when you train yourself to stay in the moment, everything slows down in the best way. Your body listens to your mind, and that control becomes your greatest strength. Think about athletes for a moment. The best athletes don't just train their muscles, they train their focus. They visualize success, they regulate their breathing, and they keep their minds calm under pressure. That same principle applies here. The more you strengthen the connection between your mind and body, the more control you gain. It's not about force, it's about awareness. And the truth is, most men don't practice this connection. They might focus on lifting weights or running for stamina, but they don't spend enough time strengthening the mind. Meditation, breathing exercises, even simply learning to tune in to your body's signals, all of these build that powerful connection. And when you have that, you can guide your body instead of letting it control you. So lasting longer isn't just about having physical endurance. It's about creating harmony between your thoughts and your actions. When you learn to calm your mind, when you learn to stay present, your body responds with steadiness. That's why men who master this connection seem to last so much longer, because they've built control from the inside out. And once you truly experience that mind-body balance, you'll realize it's not about lasting longer just for the sake of it. It's about enjoying every moment with complete presence and power. Another part of lasting power that most men overlook is the role of breathing and cardiovascular health. It might sound simple, but your breath is directly tied to your stamina, your energy, and your ability to stay in control. When you're not breathing properly, when your body isn't getting enough oxygen, everything speeds up. Your muscles tense, your heart pounds, and you lose control faster than you want to. Strong men know that the key isn't just in physical strength, but in how they manage their breath. When you can slow your breathing, when you can deepen it and let oxygen flow fully through your body, you automatically gain more control over your responses. Your body feels calmer, steadier, and you're no longer rushing through the moment. That calm rhythm keeps you grounded, and that's what allows you to last. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how quickly things escalate when your breathing gets shallow and rapid? It's almost like your body is telling itself to hurry. On the other hand, when you take slow, deep breaths, your entire system relaxes. Your heart rate evens out, your mind quiets, and suddenly you're not fighting against your body, you're working with it. That's why endurance athletes train their breathing just as much as their muscles. They know oxygen is fuel, and without it, they burn out. And it doesn't stop with breathing. Your overall cardiovascular health plays a massive role. Men who take care of their heart and lungs naturally have more stamina, not just in the gym, but in the bedroom too. Regular cardio exercise, things like running, cycling, or even brisk walking, trains your body to handle exertion without wearing out too quickly. It conditions your body to use oxygen more efficiently, which means you have more energy, more control, and more lasting power when it matters most. This is why lasting in bed is not about brute force or pushing harder. It's about pacing yourself, finding that rhythm, and using your breath as your anchor. When your heart and lungs are strong, when your breathing is steady, you create a flow that keeps you in control. And once you master that, you realize that real stamina doesn't come from tension. It comes from learning how to breathe through the moment. Another factor that often gets overlooked when we talk about lasting power is the role of hormones and energy balance. Your body is constantly working behind the scenes, and the way your hormones interact can either give you stamina or take it away. Testosterone, for example, is not just about sex drive. It's about energy, mood, and how resilient your body feels under stress. When your testosterone is balanced, you feel steady, confident, and full of life. But when it's low or out of sync, everything feels harder, and that lack of balance shows up in the bedroom too. But it's not only testosterone. Stress hormones, especially cortisol, play a massive role. When you're under constant stress, your body produces more cortisol, and that directly interferes with your performance. It makes you feel restless, anxious, and drained at the same time. That's why strong men don't just focus on looking good, they take care of their lifestyle in ways that support their hormones. They prioritize sleep, they eat foods that fuel their body instead of weighing it down, and they know how to recharge instead of burning themselves out. Sleep in particular is huge. If you're not getting quality rest, your hormones don't regulate properly. Your testosterone dips, your energy levels drop, and your body feels like it's running on empty. And in that state, it's nearly impossible to last. On the other hand, when you're well rested, your body naturally produces the right balance of hormones, and that balance gives you stamina without you even having to think about it. Nutrition matters just as much. Whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and vitamins all feed into your hormone health. Too much processed food, too much sugar, and too much alcohol disrupt your system, and the result is lower energy and less control. Strong men understand this. They don't just eat to fill their stomach, they eat to fuel their body, to keep their hormones balanced, and to sustain their energy when it counts. Because at the end of the day, lasting longer isn't just about willpower. It's about creating the right internal environment so your body works with you instead of against you. And when your hormones are balanced and your energy is steady, you'll find that stamina feels natural, effortless, and completely within your control. Another piece of lasting power that often gets ignored is emotional intelligence and presence. Too many men focus only on their own performance, how they look, how long they last, what they're doing, and in the process, they forget the most important part of intimacy, connection. When you're only inside your own head, worrying about whether you're doing enough or lasting long enough, that anxiety takes over. But when you shift your focus outward, when you tune into your partner and pay attention to their energy, something powerful happens. The pressure fades and your body naturally relaxes into the moment. Strong men understand this. They don't see intimacy as a race to the finish line. They see it as an experience to be shared. They listen to their partner's cues. They slow down when it's needed, and they focus on giving, not just performing. That ability to connect deeply changes everything. It keeps you calm, it keeps you grounded, and most importantly, it keeps you from rushing. Because the truth is, when your attention is on creating connection, instead of controlling an outcome, you naturally last longer. Presence is everything. Think about the times when you're fully immersed in something. Maybe it's playing a sport, listening to music, or having a conversation that you don't want to end. Time feels slower, your body feels lighter, and you're not worried about what comes next. That's exactly what presence in intimacy feels like. When you're fully there, your partner feels it too, and the entire experience deepens. And emotional intelligence isn't just about paying attention in the moment. It's about knowing how to manage your own emotions as well. Men who last longer don't let frustration, nerves, or insecurity take over. They know how to breathe through it, how to reset, and how to stay calm no matter what. That ability to regulate your emotions is a quiet strength, and it shows up in the bedroom as much as it does in every other part of life. Because lasting power isn't only about how strong your body is, it's about how strong your connection is. And when you bring emotional intelligence and presence into the moment, you stop counting minutes and start creating experiences that both of you want to last forever. The final piece that separates men who struggle from men who truly last is discipline, not just in the bedroom, but in everyday life. Lasting power doesn't come from a single trick or quick fix. It's the result of consistent habits, choices, and the way you take care of yourself long before you step into that intimate moment. Strong men respect their bodies, and that respect shows in how they perform. Think about recovery for a second. After exercise, after stress, after a long day, your body needs time to recharge. Men who push themselves constantly without giving their body rest end up drained, restless, and far less capable of lasting when it counts. But men who build discipline around rest and recovery know the importance of balance. They stay hydrated, they fuel their body with real nutrition, and they treat their health like it actually matters. That discipline pays off because it gives them steady energy, not temporary bursts. It's the same with habits. Drinking too much, smoking, poor diet, or lack of sleep all add up over time. They rob your stamina and shorten your endurance. Strong men don't fall into those traps because they understand that every choice has an impact. The same discipline that helps them resist unhealthy habits is the discipline that gives them control in intimate moments. When you can control your lifestyle, you can control your body, and let's not forget self-control itself. Men who last aren't driven only by impulse. They know how to pace themselves, how to regulate their excitement, and how to stay in command instead of letting the moment control them. That level of discipline isn't built overnight. It's practiced daily. Whether it's through fitness, mindfulness, or simply showing up with consistency, the men who master discipline in life are the men who master endurance in the bedroom. Because in the end, stamina isn't about luck or chance. It's about building a lifestyle of discipline that strengthens your body, sharpens your mind, and fuels your energy. And when you live with that kind of discipline, you don't just last longer, you show up stronger, calmer, and more confident in every part of your life.